but the post-harvest losses by conservative estimates are 35 to 40%, in some cases higher than 40%. Therefore, the imperative to have investment and an integrated infrastructure, cold chain, modern technologies in sorting, in processing, were felt necessary. Equally important is remunerative prices for the farmers, which the Farmers Federation felt if the sourcing is done directly, what perishes if it is kept in a cold storage or is processed and reaches markets in India or globally, it would benefit them enormously. Thirdly, it will generate large number of jobs in rural India for our young men and women. Equally important was the view of the consumers' organizations, because the realization, price realization, as per the World Bank reports by Indian farmer, is barely 12 to 14% of the price realization otherwise elsewhere. But this is exactly what a farmer gets compared to what the consumer ends up paying. It's a multiple of minimum 3, if not 5 times. This policy, therefore, is an enabling policy provision, but will address that issue. We have certain conditionalities, unlike other countries, including comparable economies in Asia and emerging economies, in Africa and South Americas, where the FDI in multi-brand retail was permitted without any conditionalities, including in China, Thailand, Indonesia, South Africa, Brazil, and many more. We have an Indian imprint, an Indian signature to this policy, where minimum investment has to be $100 million US. 50% of this investment has to be in the rural area for the creation of infrastructure. Now in the front end, naturally in the urban areas, where the front end is opened, that will be the creation of jobs and opportunities. But this being an enabling policy provision, this gives equal right to every state of the Union of India. We have respected the spirit of the Indian Constitution, recognizing the right of the states who want to create the infrastructure and implement it, also respecting the rights of other states, their prerogative and their discretion to take their own decisions and make their own determinations. Therefore, the implementation has been left entirely to the decision and discretion of the states of the Union. It is in public domain the states which have asked for it, the states of Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Haryana, Delhi, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Manipur, Jammu Kashmir, and few union territories. As you will see that some of these states are hill states with horticulture strengths, fruit-growing states. Therefore, the condition which applies to the rest of the country that these front end can be opened only in cities with a population of 1 million or above. For the small hill states who have asked for this policy for the betterment of their fruit growers and farmers, the determination of the larger city shall be made by the state governments concerned. The rest of the conditions which were there in the policy, including mandatory 30% sourcing from MSMEs, remain unchanged in multi-brand retail trade. Now, Cabinet has also taken decisions, CCA. One is to allow the existing FDI policy which we have in the aviation sector, allowed FDI up to 49%. It was allowed for the non-scheduled operators also, but not for the scheduled operators for the foreign airlines. So the distinction was it was allowed for the FDI was allowed in the aviation sector, but foreign airlines as strategic partners were not allowed to invest. However, in the non-scheduled operations, including cargo, helicopter services, FDI even up to 100% was permitted. That has been changed after reviewing it carefully and realizing that the earlier policy did not bring in FDI to the extent, only little over 400 million in 12 years. Reason being that this is a sector which is prone to ups and downs and is risk prone. Therefore, strategic investors will come in when they have a stake.